Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great Thursday. Well, I have the results of our vote yesterday. So you were voting between spring, cardinals, flowers, the yin and yang, and we called it wedding because it's called wedding pieces or something like that. So we had one vote for yin and yang. We had 2 votes for cardinals. We had 5 votes for flowers. We had 14 votes for the wedding and 19 votes for spring. And I will be doing it in this order. So spring will be first, then the wedding, then the cardinals. Then the flowers, then the cardinals, and last will be yin and yang. So let's get started. Be right back. All right, I am back, and this is spring. Let me bring you down just a little bit so you can see the actual picture. Trying to get it straight. Sorry, my bad. So we're going to start right down here in this corner and work our way up. So we'll see how that goes. I have chosen, and the Ada, I've never worked on Ada that was colored. So, yeah, it's on a tan, kind of an Ada. I don't know. I can't compare it to anything. I'm sorry. It's just like a tan color. And I've decided that I'm going to use 2 strands of thread. Whoops, I went to the wrong one. And because I'm paranoid of running out of thread. Now it does have in the booklet, I'm sure. Let me look. The DMC equivalent color, listed right beside its symbol. And so far, I can see all these different symbols, but I just picked right here to start. So let's get going. We've only got a few stitches to put in, so we might as well, right? And the coverage is pretty good for 2 strands. And the brown Ada kind of helps the whole situation, I think. Does that make sense? I tried, Ching, to put this in a hoop. That wasn't happening. So here we are. I'm doing it in hand. But that's okay. I like it that way. Because I couldn't maneuver my needle. Oh, and the needle, make sure I got the right one. They give you a real heavy-duty needle. And I swapped it out because it was too long by about, God, almost 1/4 of an inch. You can see move it just a bit. There. And it was just too long. I couldn't deal with that big needle. But I put it in my little tomato over here, so we might use it for something else yet. It came with 3 needles, which is nice. And it was real easy to pull the, good gravy, the thread out of, you know how it's got it all hooped. Oh gosh. Hang on, guys. We're a hot mess today, I'm telling you. See how it's looped onto the thing? But it was really easy to pull out because all the ends are cut at the bottom and they're very, very long. So, yeah. Get that all put away before I get it dirty. This project was so big, I made a bag for just this and a bag for just the threads. As you can see, it's fairly thick. So that way everything can lay the way it's supposed to. Making sense? Gosh, I hope so. And the canvas is real easy to work with if I could just get a hold of it for 5 minutes. Does have a nice serge on the edge. For a big project, that's kind of important, especially since I do it in hand. Now, I don't know how I will do it once I get past this edge. I just haven't quite figured that out in my brain, but we're just going to go with it. So now it said that my other 1, 2, 3 stitch order is supposed to be in today. So we'll see. I'll go later to the post office and mail the winner's package because they got in touch with me. Thank you so much, Miss Karen. And congratulations. And it should be arriving probably sometime next week, but you know, I never say these things because I don't know how the post office operates some days. I thought we'd just stitch right along and start with this color since I saw the, what do you call it, the number symbol over here on the other side. What I did was I rolled it. I don't know if I could get it where it needs to be. I rolled it up, you know, the excess, and I'll probably get a pillowcase and put it in it. I have some, what do you call it, king-size bed pillow cases to keep it covered from dirt and stuff, because I don't think I want to roll it every time, you know, that I do it, that I work on it. So I just leave them out. No, I haven't started my big project for today. I don't know. Last night, I thought, well, I'm kind of achy because it's been cold and rainy. As you can see, that picture that I put in the beginning is from what it looked like last night after it did rain. And damp. So I took a Tylenol PM, sat up for another hour and a half. Then I tried to lay down and I only slept in like 2-hour increments all night long. I don't know what was up with that. Daggin' nabbit. There we go. So, yeah. I got up at like 6 o'clock this morning because I'd had enough. Couldn't lay there anymore. And about 7:45, I laid back down for another hour or so. Unbelievable. So I have nights like that. But today, for the next 3 or 4 days, it's not supposed to have any bad weather, and it's supposed to be in the 60s. I think one of these days on my weekend, we'll call it, it's supposed to get in the 70s. So, hey, I can handle that. I like spring and summer better than I like winter, because every once in a while it just gets to my bones and makes me ache, but not every time, you know, that it snows. So my late boyfriend, he used to be able to feel weather coming, and he had broken his leg at one time, and they had to put a pin in his leg, not a pin, a rod, and he could just feel it coming, you know, it'd just make him ache all over. So, but we're not to that point. So it's just every once in a while. I haven't decided, you know, all the particulars of why it makes me hurt or why it doesn't, you know. Well, I'm anxious and glad that this was number one, because I was very anxious is what I meant to say, that I wanted to start this badly. So you see, I mean, it's covering really well for 2 strands. The thread is very nice. Hang on, I gotta cut my thread or else it'll be getting every place. So I worked a little bit last night on Dankworth. It's got kind of a piece of work, but it'll be okay. You know, once I get used to looking at it, it seems like it's confettied, but it's not. There's a rhyme and a rhythm to it, but I'll find it, and I always seem to pick it up when I'm terribly, terribly tired. But I did get one little part of a flower done. Someone asked me if I would work on Newcastle Bouquet again. Well, I might pull that out. Maybe this weekend or something. Not real sure. I haven't worked on it in a long while. And I haven't decided whether I like a colored pattern or a black and white pattern. I guess it all depends on what the actual project is. Molly, please. Hey. Must be doing something next door. So today I got to go out to the post office and pick some stuff up and ship some stuff out and probably hit the grocery store on the way through. So we'll see. Just not really in the mood to do anything. You know how you feel like you're just like on the verge of getting sick, but you're not sick, you know? Just a little tired, a little achy, you know? That's the way I feel. So I just keep pushing through it. You know, one thing at a time. And I knew I was tired last night. It was kind of busy at work. It wasn't too bad. And next week we start staying open till 10 o'clock at night. So that ought to be fun. But it'll get busier as the month of May goes on. So I can hardly wait. I just like it to be busy enough, you know, to stay busy all night and get my stuff done and, yeah, and just get out of there. But now it's like you get 3 or 4 people and then nothing for like half an hour, 45 minutes sometimes. It just comes and goes like that. In the summer, you're kind of constantly busy, but you can still get stuff done, you know. And what we have to do there doesn't require a whole bunch, you know. So it has more of a rhythm to it. I'm a rhythm person. If things aren't in line, then I just cannot deal. So let's see, what else do I know? I don't think we're going to do anything this weekend. My daughter's off on her vacation. I think it starts today. Not real sure. So I'll probably leave her alone today. We'll see. I thought maybe I'd start in that room and just getting some boxes knocked down. There's some big empty boxes in there that needs to get gone. That's what fell the other day during my video. Oh, it's like, really? The big box that my TV came in was laying, and I was going through some, you know, not counted, pre-stamped cross-stitch stuff, and I'd set them on the edge, and it was just enough weight that the whole thing tipped over. Nothing spilled, nothing broke. Just the sound of a big old box. I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, we really need to get to that room. So, I don't think it's going to take as long as the other one. It just needs to be, stuff needs to be moved around in there. It just, yeah. Because I'm going to use it mostly for storage. If and I can. And I'd just like to get that taken care of before summer and spring start again. Because there's stuff in there I need to be able to get to and everything, so we'll see. At one point we had to take some stuff out to get to some of the, what do you call it, supplies that we had. And I had 3 chairs in there that when I bought this place, somebody had left me 4 chairs. I kept one of them because I thought, well, you know, push come to shove, if I have company, you know, they can sit in one of these chairs. The other 2 were trash, so I threw them out. So, yeah. I have a couple chairs like that, but don't pull them out unless I absolutely need or have a necessity to do so. And I don't entertain that much. And at some point I'd like to rake the yard, but it's still damp and wet, you know, so I can't do that. Everything has a reason why it's just not being done, shall we say. But it's covering really well. Can you see that, I hope? Yeah. Let me give it a knock up there. There, whoa, we went too bright, too bright, too bright. There we go. You can almost, whoop. I'm trying. Lego. There we go. But yeah, it's covering really well. And I just run my thread. Hold it. We're going to knock everything off. Run my thread right underneath the other stitches and clip it off. Going really good. Like to work on this section right here. Then maybe I'd have more, what do you call it? More to put into a hoop. I was afraid I was going to break that hoop. I do have a plastic hoop. It came in like a set, you know, of like, when I first started, I didn't know what I wanted. So I ordered one of these things that had like 4 or 5 different sizes of hoops in it. So I have one. This one right here, it's wood. I'm just afraid it'll snap. It's pretty flimsy. Pretty flimsy. I mean, it worked fine on regular material, you know, that was softer. But it's, ouch. Oh, sorry, guys. Ow, I just hit my kneecap. We're good. So, you just work through it to see what size works for you best. And I like working with the 6-inch hoops on my little lap stand thing. Trying to get to where I need to be. So, yeah. I haven't even put this up against the wall to see if it'll be short enough to fit on my wall. Now it does have a good 2-inch border. 2, maybe 3-inch. No, it's 2, probably 2.5. Nope, it's 2. I lied. 2-inch border. Pretty much 2-inch this side's 1.5-ish. So, you know, your actual picture is going to be a little bit smaller than that. But I'll have to look for that hoop. It's in that room that I just cleaned out, and I passed it up last week when I was working on it, and I don't know where I laid it. I don't know if I brought it out here or not. It might be sitting someplace. What I like also about 11 count is that you cover a lot of ground fairly fast when you're stitching it. 14 count seems to take forever. I don't know why. I know it's smaller than 11 count, but I just like the 11 count. I can see it. There's no problem. I don't have to think about it. Just stitch. Now when I'm sitting with this on my lap, the rolled up part lays in my lap and I just hold the other part. So we'll see. And this is also a partial. So not all of this is stitched, which is nice. I like that part. There's a good big chunk of it that is stitched. So doesn't say unless it, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I never was one to be able to count. I mean, if it's so big, I'm assuming you could figure out how many stitches or whatever, but not real sure. And I'm not real sure I really want to know. How's that? Because that only makes me more tense. This is supposed to be relaxing. But so far, it's real easy to stitch. And the fabric is not real. It's stiff, but yeah, and it has some body, so you can kind of hang on to it. But it's not that hard stiff, so I know it's a better made kit, if you will. Now, Joy Sunday, I've never had a problem with them. But sometimes you get a cheaper kit in that material. It's just like stitching on cardboard. It's horrible. But I thought I'd do this in 2 strands. And I make full crosses. I'm not brave enough to make only half crosses. Not half. You know, like 1 time, what is that? 10th stitch. Thank you. Look, took a minute to find that word, didn't it? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when I got home, I fixed the TV dinner. I was done. I just pulled out stitching, thinking it would relax me enough that I could go to sleep. Well, that didn't work so hot. I just didn't stitch enough. That's what's wrong. I know. I know. But I appreciate all you voting. I think it's kind of fun. Somebody else can figure out, which one do I start with? You know, and what's your opinion? Do you like these? Do you not like these? Do you like, which one do you like better? You know, they're all going to get stitched in the end, but yeah. At least they're all cotton threads. I just cannot handle that silk. It just sticks to my hands and everything. We have this discussion all the time. No, we're just not going there. Now, I don't know what NPI or Avera Soie and all that is like at all, because I've never used high quality grade silk. I think the other stuff is rayon, maybe? I'm not real sure. But I know I don't like it. It's too slickery. So, Like I said, I always say this, and I've been saying this for, what, year and a half? I'll have to buy a couple skeins, one of Avera Soie, one of NPI, and just get it for a project. Nothing very big, because, if I really don't like it, we're done. But a lot of people rave about that stuff, so I don't know. We're trying all the things this year. That is, we're going past our comfort zone and trying all the things. So, yep. We're almost done with this. Likes to pull out of that needle about 2 seconds before I get it where it needs to be. Drives me crazy. So. All right. Well, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell, and that way you will know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.